Looks complicated and intricate, right? But you won't believe how easy it is to actually make this. A super soft, light, and fluffy bread that is sure enough to grace any special occasions. I mean, it is the perfect breakfast that you would want to wake up to your Christmas morning. In this video, let us see how to make this pull apart, egg free, and perfectly sweetened star bread. You would need the pretty basic ingredients like flour, salt, sugar, yeast, milk, and butter. So let's combine the salt and flour together. Give it a quick mix, and onto your bowl start adding the milk that is warm enough. It means if you keep a finger in it, you should be able to bear the heat for at least 20 seconds. To that, let's add in the yeast and some sugar as a food for the yeast. Now, since I'm using the instant variety, I'm directly going to proceed with the recipe. But if you are using any other kind of variety, make sure to let the yeast proof at this stage for 15 minutes before proceeding with the recipe. So to that, now let's add in the softened butter and mix that through. Finally, add in the flour a little at a time and combine everything until you get a sticky mass of dough. Dust some flour on top of your worktop and then transfer this dough. Start kneading until you get a soft and elastic dough. Now, this would take you anywhere around 15 minutes or so to get to that stage. If you have a stand mixer, of course, you can use this. Simply knead the dough for 5 minutes in a stand mixer. But if you're kneading with your hands, it would take around 15 minutes to get to that stage. Of course, like any other bread dough, do not be tempted to add in more flour at this stage. Just keep on kneading and it will come together. So nearly after about 8 minutes, I'm dusting my worktop with some more flour and then kneading the dough again. In all, in all, I might have used around 2 to 3 tablespoons of extra flour. That's it, not more than that. So knead the dough until it is soft, elastic, and holds its shape. And you can actually feel the difference or see the difference as well to the way we started and to the way the dough now looks. It's not sticking to the bench flour anymore as much as it used to when we started with it. So that's how our dough looks after about say 14 to 15 minutes. So it's so soft, elastic, and if my what do you say, and if I touch the dough using my finger, it retains its shape, it's not springing back. So that's how you want your dough to be. Time for first proofing. Now you can use any bowl that you have handy. Just apply some oil and place the dough in it. Let it proof for around 2 hours. But you know the drill. I'm gonna use my instant pot and allow the dough to proof in that, just because it cuts down the time to 1 hour. So if you're keeping it in a regular bowl, it will take 2 hours for the first proofing, and in an instant pot it would take an hour. In both the cases the steps remains the same. Simply oil the bowl a little and then tap some oil on both the sides of your dough as well, so that it doesn't dry out in the process of proofing. So if you're making it in a plain bowl, simply cover it with a towel and let it rest for 2 hours at room temperature. And in an instant pot, you'll have to close the lid, select the yogurt mode and set the timing to 1 hour. So after an hour, this is how our dough looks. It has almost tripled in volume. So just simply take it out onto a flat surface and lightly degas. And then I'm giving it a little bit of rectangular shape so that it is easier for us to divide it evenly into 4 portions. Simply give each portion a circular shape so that it is easier for us to roll, nothing specific as such, and keep everything covered so that it doesn't dry out like we do with all the bread doughs. Take one portion out and roll it out into a circle of 10 inches in diameter. I'm using a cake pan here to be accurate of my measurements, which is 10 inches diameter, but this is actually a pretty easy and basic dough, so you don't have to do it if you do not wish to. Simply you do eyeball or measure it using a scale, and then lift it with the help of a rolling pin and place it on a baking tray that has been pre-lined with parchment paper. Now comes the fun part, the filling. This is totally up to you and you can use any filling of your choice. I'm using strawberry filling here right now. I have shared 15 other filling variations that you can use, all of which has been given in on my blog spicesandflavors.com. Apart from that, I have also shared how to store this dough and what to do with leftover bread, how to preheat, how to reheat, and all sorts of other things which you can check as well if you like to. Then simply repeat the layers until you reach the very bare end. So ultimately you will have four bread dough circles that has been filled in the center. So four bread circles and three layers of filling. To mark the center of our star bread, we will be using a cookie cutter that has 2.5 inches in diameter. You can use any glass lid also if you wish to. And then make slits on the dough the way you can see here, perpendicular to each other at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Make sure to cut through the entire layers of the dough so that it is easier for us to twist it later on. And then make slits right at the center of that. So say around 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock. So that's sort. And then again you make a slit in the center as well, just like the way you can see it here in the video. So in all you get 16 slits. Now take any two slit portions and twist it outwards twice. Then get the edges together to seal it. So this creates the tapered end effect. So one more time for you guys. Twist and twist it one more time outwards. Then bring the edges together to seal. That way you also get those beautiful layers which looks gorgeous once baked. So a close-up version for you guys. Twist one more time and seal the edges. Time for second proofing. So let it proof for 30 minutes. Do cover it with a towel so that it doesn't dry out. After 30 minutes, you'll see that the dough has spread out a bit and lost its shape here and there. So before proceeding with anything else, just seal the edges once again. Brush it with some milk all over and then bake it in a preheated oven of 200 degrees Celsius for around 15 to 18 minutes until it is golden brown in color and fully baked through. While it is still warm, brush some melted butter on top so that it looks glossier and shiny, and also brushing the top with butter at this stage makes it a little bit more soft. After that, you can also dust it with some icing sugar if you like it to be that way, or you can leave it as it is. It's totally up to you. And that's how soft and fluffy this bread has turned out to be. And doesn't it look uber pretty? Too hard to resist, right? Do make this for your Christmas morning breakfast, and I'm sure your friends and family would be super impressed by your baking skills. But just don't let them know the secret that it is actually super easy to make this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, just hit that like button, comment below and let me know what else or what other baking Christmas special baking would you like to see on the channel. Subscribe to our channel for more such baking and dessert related recipes. I'll see you soon in my next one. Until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care.